perfect example of that.
This is Jane. We're going to be covering the Yemeni breach in regards to a war planning meeting that was among top executive cabinet members. And there was a reporter's phone number on the line, as well as other risks taken. And in the past, Trump has exposed over 100 CIA officers. He did this accidentally, their identity and who they were, so now they can't go in the field anymore. So this is a press conference with congressmen, but it's an army general is leading it.
Idea that you would go on an unsecured platform to talk about a military invasion is just absolutely mind-boggling. Nobody in their adult, good, sober judgment would do that. And this is a huge problem. One of the people on that venue was in Moscow when this information was being talked about. In Moscow. And to suggest that this isn't dangerous is absolutely beyond me. It was dangerous. It was reckless. It was an unforced error. And we need to come together to figure out what happened, why it happened, what else is going on. This isn't the only time that this has happened. I'm pretty sure of that. We need to make sure what else is going on. And we need our Republican colleagues to stand with us to bring about a transparent and a clear and thorough investigation. And it's my honor to introduce Ted Lieu, fellow Californian, a former colonel in the United States Air Force.
Suzette, John, and Don will be calling in soon. I'm going to run this about 1 more minute, then I'm calling Suzette.
Thank you, Mike. I want to thank Pat Ryan and Mike Thompson for organizing this really important press conference. What Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth did was outrageous. He sent secret war plans to a journalist. And the reason that that is so reckless is if anyone other than people who should have had that information got it, you could put pilots at risk. If a foreign intelligence service somehow was monitoring that group chat, they could have given it to Houthis, and Houthis could have shot down a pilot. It's really, really disturbing that the White House still does not seem to understand the seriousness of this problem. Even today, they're saying somehow that this information was not classified. They are just lying. All of us here, serving in uniform, we know that that would have been classified. You cannot talk about the time, date, place, targets, sequence of strikes, and not have that be classified because, again, you're putting American troops' lives at risk. And I also want people to understand that it's not just that the Signal app was not authorized. The Pentagon sent an email, according to public reporting, on March 18th saying, do not use this. It's that you've got software out there, one of them is known as Pegasus, that simply takes over and controls your phone. So you don't even have to break into the Signal app. You simply become the user and you can simply monitor everything that is happening. So if Foreign Intelligence Service was doing that, this, again, was very reckless and endangered our national security. And that's what...
Okay, I'm going to stop it right now. A Signal app is what I use with one of my personal friends. It's more of a secured app that can't be traced by people who are like Google, who might be stalking me and trying to figure out my interests. So I use an app called Signal. It's not related to my phone and it's not related to my social media message or anything like that. So with that, I'm going to call Suzette and see if she's available to talk now. And if not, I'll move on to Don. The show starts now. I'm calling Don and Bianchi. Sorry for the delay, but I got in late and I have to call certain people.
It sounds like Jane Hoffman.
I didn't see that you called on the other line till now.
Okie doke.
So I'm just going to stick with you because Suzette should be calling in, but she shares a phone with her husband, and Don didn't pick up right away. And I'll lure Bianchi in when I'm ready.
Okay. Also, I'm on hold with your answering machine. So should I switch over there and kill that call so you don't have a
Yes.
20-minute message?
Yes, go ahead. I'll wait.
Okie doke. I may have to hang up. Maybe I'm trying to switch to it.
Just let it go. It'll just be a long message. So
Let it go. Let it go.
well, since you're the talkative one, do you want to start out with the topic of the Yemenese war breach, or would you like to start with something else?
Well, I'm totally ignorant of the Yemenese war breach. I assume it's a bunch of people getting screwed, basically.
No, what happened was they had some kind of secret war meeting where they were planning to attack Yemen again.
Yeah, and someone was in the
there was
group
someone in the.
thing.
They used a thing called Signal, the Pentagon, and someone from Russia and a reporter from another part of the world somehow had access to it, and they heard every single word. And now they're getting lambasted by congressmen, former administration members, and all that kind of stuff.
Someone screwed up, but also, and that stuff happens, more than we might know. But the point is, it wasn't. Well, either one, it wasn't intentional, so someone slipped. Those things happen. But number two, I mean,
John, hold
I
on.
don't know where it's at. I know it has.
Don's on the air. Right, go ahead, John.
Most people don't even know what Yemen's about. We just know Ukraine, Russia, Hamas, Israel, and that's the major player. So Yemen, sure, may have some point, but the thing about it is that it wasn't either one. It was accidental, or number two, they wanted it to leak. They wanted to hear that. Like, okay, it's intentional, and it's like, oopsie, I'm sorry. I didn't know that, you now know we're going to bash your head in or manipulate you or whatever the situation is.
I wrote on social media, Plan B, don't invade Yemen.
Well, some things cannot be avoided.
Yeah, so let's say hi to Don quick. Hi, Don.
Johnny quick.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, hello, everyone.
You
All right, Don.
yeah, man. Guess who gave the best synopsis of the security breach online? Take a guess.
Joe Biden.
Pete Buttigieg.
Oh, what did Booty Call say?
You saw him on the TV then?
No, I don't have TV. I only have Instagram and I only have my phone. I don't have TV.
Yeah, well, he was on. He did a interview, so he was trying to explain that. Yeah.
he was basically saying, John, that anytime something like that happens, anyone involved with national security is at risk. Because I guess 1 or 2 months ago, Trump leaked something else, or someone in his administration, and like 100 CIA officers were identified either by their address or their age or their birthday or something. So he was just saying that they have to be very careful, and only certain people are allowed clearance.
They should, but you know what happened when Biden took over as president? They were doxing all kinds of Republican people, like Congress people, people involved in government, and they were leaking their addresses, and people were showing up and attacking or making threats. They didn't care. Like oopsie.
That's
Nobody cares.
When George Floyd died, then about a year later, another police officer accidentally shot someone in Minneapolis and killed him. And they came and rampaged her house, and they had police. They built a fence, and they had police there, but it wasn't good enough.
They also used what they did. This is for 4 years or 3 or 4. Hillary and all these other people, they had personal phones, and they weren't government servers, and anyone could hack through it, and they would leave their phone lines open, and no one did anything about it. Not just her, a whole bunch of people. And why did they use non-government phones?
Well, that's different than hacking Chelsea Clinton's wedding plans versus a war plan.
Well, if you saw where the judge, this is the Wild West in America. You saw where the judge had died, who quit the case, and she's 40 years old.
She was 43. She was
43 years old, and so she just died with very mysterious circumstances.
What case was she on again?
She had just quit, and so she.
I know, but do you know what case she was working on?
I do not, because they only have sketchy information. I don't even know she got another job.
No, she quit in January when Trump was elected. By the way, John, she was a lawyer in Washington, D.C., but I think she was hired by the feds. I don't think she was a circuit court judge. I'm not sure what she was, but she died at 43 of suspicious circumstances.
They tend to do that, yes.
That she had a medical condition.
Yeah, they're saying that there might have been some kind of precondition, but a lot of people don't think so.
Well, she looked healthy as a horse in the picture.
Exactly. That's why it's nefarious.
So you guys, I was out till 9 o'clock tonight. I didn't do a lot of planning.
I just hope you had fun.
Too much fun.
Oh, right on.
I'll text you later. But
no problem.
But anyways, I was gonna ask you guys. Well, I wanted to talk about philosophy tonight briefly because we have 5 different hosts and they're all different personalities, and I just basically want to touch upon, John and I keep butting heads even when we're on personal phone calls. And I don't think John understands what I'm about really after all these years. And neither, the thing is that I have different policy ideas for our government, which includes not abandoning the poor. But as far as my religion, it's the same. It's a similar philosophy of helping the poor. It's called liberation theology, about feeding, helping the sick, feeding the poor, blah, blah, blah. But I don't comment on certain social issues like LGBTQ because I'm Southern Baptist, and it's not kosher to talk about. It's not like I'm scared or anything, but I would piss people off by stating my point of view. And I don't know how to approach people who've been in that lifestyle for 10 years. It's not up to me to tell them that they're living wrong, but I can tell them what the Bible says if they ask. So basically what I'm saying is that I only pretty much promote issues I care about. So
right, and that's where I don't understand. Like, you can think whatever you want, but I don't understand why Trump is saying there's two genders. Men are not going to compete against women.
I'm against.
And he's saying we're not going to promote abortion. You know, and he says that's up to the states anyway. Let them figure it out. And so why wouldn't you be pro-conservative values? Like, conservative values just mean that there's moral absolutes. Like it's.
Well, I don't like the word.
Liberal is to expand those. Like we're going to expand on thou shalt not kill, commit adultery, lie, steal. It's like we're going to kind of bend the line a little bit of gender and abortion and murder. I don't know why you would be anti someone who's trying to just promote conservative policies. Forget. I'm
not for transitional men competing in women's sports. I'm not for that.
It's demonic, right?
You either have to be a woman or a man to compete in a certain sport. You can't be in the middle.
And he's the only one who says, hey, there's two genders. He said that. There's two genders, and we're going to cut funding for schools who promote that ideology. So it does affect our children, all of them.
Then I saw LGBTQ person put up a meme where it talks about, like, what about people who are born with boobs and male parts? What about people, like those exceptions or androgynous people? Like, not everyone's born either a male or a female.
Well, and that's where you have to define it. Okay, so someone's born a male, but they're blind. Is that another gender? Someone's born with half a dick, but it doesn't function. Is that another gender?
Watch your language, please.
Okay, well, a penis. A man born without a banana. How about that? Man's born without a banana. So does that make him a woman, or is that just he's defective?
I don't know. I'm not a genetic. I really don't know.
The point is, how did you get here? Through two same-sex genders?
My mother.
Male and female. How does everyone on the planet get here?
Okay, let's not. We can talk about.
Question. I'm not bagging on you. I'm just saying, does everyone not have a mommy and a daddy? It's biology. It's a simple answer. So the question is, of the other genders that we have out there, can any of them, do they have a fully functional uterus and a fully functional banana that they can impregnate or they can carry? The answer is always here is no. They just have a sort of a half of a uterus is not functional. They got an appendage in their vaginal area, and it's kind of a defective whatever. It doesn't work. It's not like testicles and banana. And
okay, we understand. We understand what you're saying, but it doesn't. It does.
Say male and female reproductive hardware. Do they have all the plumbing for both sexes? That's a new gender person. We don't have that, from what I understand. Maybe I'm wrong.
Even if people do have the right parts, it doesn't mean they're going to procreate. Now, I only want to discuss this for 5 minutes. I was telling you my point of view. I'm not asking you to convince me, but I want Don to weigh in because we already argued about it last night, and I don't want to argue again.
I'm just asking a question. So you're turning into an argument. I'm just asking. There's XX and XY, right? And that's it. Do you have like XX, YY? I'm just asking a question, so you don't have to turn it into an argument. But if you want to, that's what we differ. I want to discuss things and ask questions, and you want to shut it down and go, we don't talk about it because you're arguing. No, it's because you don't have answers, and it threatens people.
That's not true. I want you to repeat what I told you about my own belief system. What did I say?
basically, you want to live and let live, and you don't want to. And I'm just saying, it's a political talk show. We discuss these issues. That's the whole purpose. So let's talk about these things out. Like
I know about
72 genders or 69, right? Why can't you explain that and not get threatened? Go ahead.
No, all I know is that you're right. I mean, Trump is right. Whatever, God is right. There's man and there's woman. So whatever it is, the woman was the sixth rib. So that is, that is kind of irrefutable. Even though, like you said, there are hermaphrodites, but they are either predominant one way or the other. They're not necessarily an XXY or XYY or anything like that. So,
right.
There shouldn't have, if you're talking about competitive to a point, you can have co-ed club sports with co-ed, or
I'll be right back.
But not in the.
Yeah, you can have trans men compete against each other, but to have a man who claims he's a woman compete against a woman is unfair. I thought, Jane, you'd be in favor of that, like protect women, right? Because LeBron James can just say, based on the Democratic platform, he said, I identify as a woman, or I identify as he, she, him, her, it, and go and just clock every woman. You can have, not even LeBron, you can have every junior college guy go play in the WNBA, and they would clean them out. If women's sports would not exist, if you allow the second level of men to compete against the elite women. It's a fact. The pro American soccer team who had a vacation downtime, they played a junior high soccer boys team, and they lost 7-0 or 8-0. And there's repeated stories. They go against high schoolers, they go against junior varsities. They get beaten by 14, 18-year-old boys. So I don't know why you would support a party that, and Donald Trump's trying to protect it and trying to protect our border. So I get it. You hate his policies, but don't overlook you hate his personality. Fine. I hate Obama's. I hate Biden's because I think they're slick oil salesmen. But I don't care about that. It's just what's their policies? I don't know.
First of all, First of all, the best slick oil salesman we've probably almost ever had is in office right now.
I love it. I love his oil. Keep going. I love his oil.
His oil is going to destroy us because we're going to be left out in the cold with no money after he raids every bank, every financial institution, national treasury. So we're looking at the fact that the IRS is going to be under his control.
Well, here's an honest question. We're $36 trillion. Every 2 or 3 months, we rack up $2 trillion in interest debt. We can't even pay the interest. We're going bankrupt. So he's doing what any business does. You cut everything to survival mode, right? I've been in companies that have been laid off. I don't know if you have, but that's what they walk in and they go, we're not going to be in business anymore. And we're keeping the people. It will say Joe has been with us 20 years and has a family. Billy, who's 21 years old. You've got job skills. Good luck. I've been in 3 companies that wiped out, and they didn't tell us till the last day. They didn't go, hey, 3 months from now you're going to get the axe. We had no idea because they knew the company would not be able to handle it and the business would suffer. So they wait till the last day, and then they go, oh, by the way, thank you. Here's your paycheck. Goodbye. I've had that happen 3 times. So that's all Donald Trump is saying is just cut all this stuff. Why would you fight a man who's cutting out trillions of wastes?
All right, I don't mind you stating your opinion, but you're not giving us a chance to respond.
I just did.
And even if you do, then you get more argumentative. So I'm going to talk.
He just stated that Donald Trump is a snake oil salesman, and I'm saying, why? Because he's cutting all these budgets, and our education system is 40th.
Okay, my turn.
So tell me what you don't like. You called him snake oil. What
I didn't call him a snake. Don did.
you said you can't stand Donald Trump, and you.
Okay, well, give us a chance to answer. My policy, Don, I'm going.
I don't mind Donald Trump. I don't mind
Quit.
what he's doing.
You're full of crap.
We needed to get control of our budget. We're running, unlike any household budget, we're running at a huge deficit.
Right.
And we need to pay our bills. But
There you go.
yeah. So we need to have a change. It's just that it's been done abruptly and without any planning.
Yeah.
And we need to have some, he's taking on too many different projects, and we need to have, just a slow step process and a slow process. But you've got a jester in there who's making his term look like a joke, and he's losing money. But he
Well, you're calling it a joke, but again, he's being abrupt. Yeah, it's sharp. But no one cared when we gave away the border. No one cared when it was run away. Just give money and don't balance the budget, right? So he's going boom. We're going hardcore.
We cared. Everybody cared. It's just the message. They
don't care. They said on January 6th there's terrorism, but they're burning Tesla and shooting up Tesla buildings.
I'll be back in 10 minutes. I'll be back in 10 minutes when I can talk.
Well, you can talk at your show. But the bottom line is that those people, you ain't heard no black person. No.
I mean, listen to Jasmine Crockett. What's she saying? Let's get rid of it. Let's stop. Yeah, she's ghetto. You know that.
No, nobody know who Jasmine Crockett is and care. Only the white people want to die.
All right, you know what? Don't call people ghetto and.
She's saying we gotta fight gotta fight Elon Musk. We gotta stop him. We gotta do everything possible. I don't care if he goes away. What do you think that tells someone who's burning down Tesla?
Okay, you know what, Margie? You guys are on soft mute right now.
Unless she's encouraging people to kill or destroy damaged property. No, she can't say those are the threats. She's saying everyone go to all those Tesla dealerships and stop them. Fight. I want him to go away. What does that mean? What are they gonna do? Just stand there with flowers? Go ahead.
I'm taking you guys off speaker. I'm taking you off speaker.
Let's go. Let's not video. Let's go. They arrested people for 4 years.
By the way, I'm Jane and I'm the co-host, and they're not on the queue right now, so I'm gonna be calling Pianke so that I can get rid of their conversation. Thank you.
Insurrection. Well, here are people. Well, these are politicians.
Do you want to be on the show?
No.
No?
Oh.
Hi. I'm merging you with everybody else. Okay?
But the main thing.
Wait, you guys. Pianke's on the show. Can I gosh darn say something?
And so if you are able to destroy apartheid, which is coming to America because that's going to be, and it's going to be involving a lot of different people. But there's going to be a situation where we're going to be confined in certain areas. But anyway, then that'll be just temporary until we take this out.
Do we kill them? Okay, kill them, right?
Sure, but I won't say
They're
that.
doing death threats. They're shooting up their dealerships. What if someone's inside there?
Nobody's inside. But
Well, they're doing AK-40. You don't think about, but in the hood, what happens when people shoot up a house? It goes through the building and it's a house behind it and kills people. Isn't that what security guys walking by there and responding?
ain't no motherfucking Tesla dealership in the hood. There is no house behind.
No, I'm saying, yeah, but it's still close to other business. The people. So you're saying it's okay for people to just shoot up with an AK-47 and Molotov?
I'm saying nobody is going to hurt any people. They're just doing it for
$500,000 of damages, burning down
He's going
buildings.
to get back in insurance. He doesn't have a problem. He
Who
has.
pays for that? We do.
He has the keys to the United States Treasury, the IRS. He don't give a fuck about $500 million.
So Donald Trump was the insurrectionist. They didn't burn anything, but they were talking how they're violent. They broke windows and went through there, and they imprisoned people for 4 years. But you're saying, hey, burn down and shoot up a place all over, not just one day, for weeks.
January 1st cost way more than any Tesla dealership.
Are you kidding me?
$500 million. January.
Tell me you're kidding.
No, with all the windows broken, with all
One building. One building. How many Tesla places have been hit, and how many are more being threatened?
The bottom line of one building is the fucking Capitol, John.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. A lot of people went there just to protest and walk around. I know people that went. They just went there to take pictures, and then you had a couple crazies, which, by the way, they haven't finished investigating because there were at least, I think it was like 20-some, at least more than 5 FBI agents in the crowd that were posing and breaking in and leading them along. That's a fact, and no one ever investigated that. It's a fact. Oh, well.
What's a theory without some bullshit?
No, they're FBI because they had to redact names and they had to go. We have agents on site. They had. Okay, we'll do some research for you. How about that?
No. So what are you saying? The dumbass white people, and do some dumb, stupid ass white people shit. All right, is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is FBI and CIA hated Trump, the leadership from Comey and all these other guys, even Ray. They're trying to hang Trump. That's what they're trying to do.
They're white as shit, trying to hang another white man. That's cool because us black people can watch lynching for once. But
the point is, they weren't showing up they didn't burn the White House down. People aren't showing up there with AK-47s and lighting it up and doing it repeatedly over weeks like this is happening. This is a different level of terrorism. It's only for political reasons. There's no other reason they're doing it.
And the number one terrorist organization on the American terrorist list is the White Domestic Terrorism.
Okay.
Number one terrorist.
Number one terrorist.
John, and Don, you're
What
gonna.
is that?
Black males, right folks behind him is white.
Okay, I'm taking you guys off speaker.
Down there, that's no problem, but we're not terrorists.
You're off speaker. This is Jane. I'm running the show.
90% of black-on-black crime. So you like to kill each other and then blame white people for it.
We
All right,
blame no white
first
people.
of all-
We don't give a shit about white people. White
I
people.
just talked to someone that. Oh, okay.
No, but we stay in our place because we don't want to,
I don't think black people are to blame.
So 90% is black-on-black crime. So you're saying that's not happening?
John, you need to mute yourself a minute so I can.
Yeah, so you're blaming the white man, but the big problem is just looking at them.
We don't. Did you understand what I said
I just hung up on.
about the white man?
I just hung up
Not
on.
one shit. That's why we can go around doing the things we do. We go up in their face. We will tell you. And that's because we don't.
John, you can you can talk, but you gotta let other people talk. I'm taking everybody on. Everybody's on mute right now. First of all, Kendrick Lamar is starting a new movement where they're not promoting violence in their neighborhoods in Compton. Second of all, you guys are just blaming yourselves and you're not looking at the big picture. Okay?
What's the big picture?
The big picture is that first of all, we have top level government people planning attacks on countries that hasn't gone through Congress yet. Second of all men are violent. And third of all, I'm tired of Bianchi blaming black people and John blaming black and brown people. And Don's right. Most black people aren't looking for a fight. They're just trying to survive. Now, I'm sure there's some thugs, but there's thugs in every race. There's been killers up here in northern Minnesota and they were white. So not everybody's perfect.
I said one statement. 9 times it's black killing black over white. That's a fact. 90% of the problem is black on black. What is wrong with that statement? It's fact. You're speaking.
It wasn't so much. It wasn't so much what you said. It's what.
I didn't say shut
It's not so much what you said.
I'm agreeing with you.
You're not giving people a chance to.
I'm saying black on black crime.
I'll see you guys in an hour. I'm not gonna do the show. You can do the show. Goodbye.
I'm agreeing with you.
I just gave her facts and she's getting pissed off. Why are you pissed off when I tell you the truth?
I'm not pissed off that you're giving me facts. I'm pissed off that Bianchi couldn't even say hi when he got in the show because you and Don were arguing so much and you guys aren't giving each other turns to talk. That's what I'm upset about.
Okay, princess, here's what we do. Just give me 2 minutes. I gave my 2 minutes. You haven't replied. Go ahead, talk for half an hour.
I don't want to talk.
Don't get pissed off. I'm not mad. You're all pissed.
I'm not mad. I just think that you guys are. You push your agenda so much that you don't hear other people.
Go right ahead, talk, honey.
Okay.
9 times.
Don't call me honey.
So
That's
tell me where I'm wrong.
sexist. Honey is
Tell me where I'm
sexist.
wrong.
First of all, I don't want to go to war with Yemen. I don't want to persecute persecute the Ukraine. I don't want to invade Greenland. I want a normal country. And second of all, I don't really care about the Yemenese breach. It's probably going to help Yemen. Now we're not going to be able to go in there right now, so that's helping Yemen. But today, Israel broke the ceasefire and they killed 37 people in Gaza and 6 in Syria, and we're continuing to bomb Yemen without congressional approval. That's all I got to say. You guys can talk the rest of the show.
I'm listening. Go right ahead. So Yemen is facing a severe humanitarian crisis due to a prolonged civil war, economic collapse, and widespread displacement. It is predominantly an Arab nation with significant Afro-Arab population as well. I don't see anything about white people. They are predominantly Muslim. Here again.
What the hell are y'all talking about?
So what's the problem in Yemen?
That is the major stopping point for all
for the Houthis.
munitions for Iran to go through to Hamas. And
Right. So they sponsor terrorism.
correct.
So Jane is saying, I don't want to attack Yemen because that's where the terrorists are coming. Tell me what's wrong with that statement. If someone wants to kill Israelis and kill Americans because they're Muslim, why would you not want to stop where the problem's coming from?
John, again, you don't see the whole picture. Yemen is
Enlighten me.
you're just sometimes you're smart, sometimes you're just not.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm talking to you guys. How smart can I be? Go ahead.
No,
Tell
there
me.
you go. Yemen is one of the major ports in the entire world. It's right on the corner of the Gulf, and it just sits right out there. It's where you remember the blockade about 2 years ago.
Right. So it's very strategic for
Strategic for oil.
That's why we care.
All kinds of other commerce. If they bomb out the ports and things, these ships have no place to go but Syria or Jordan or right before Iran.
Right.
Other than that, it's an extremely strategic, little bitty ass country. It's not even that big.
Right.
A lot of the Saudi money goes through there. Their kickbacks and everything else, oil bribes and all that, they go through Yemen. So they can't destroy Yemen, or else it's going to be a huge imposition.
So the policy of interfering just to stop them so they don't mess up all the trade routes and the economics of there. So how does that make Donald Trump a demon and evil? I mean, isn't that strategic? I'm just speaking just as as logistics. You got a problem there. You got terrorists going in there. Go in there and bomb it or do something. Neutralize them and get out. Is that the program or no? What's he doing wrong?
You're really dumber than shit, Dad. Now I have to say it.
Oh, that's okay. Go ahead and say that. We're going to have a great discussion. You went to profanity and telling me I'm dumb as poop. I didn't say that. Just enlighten me. Go ahead.
Poop is shit. It's brown.
Well, you support a group that has 72 genders and wants men to compete against women. That's who you support. Jasmine Crockett is the face of and AOC is the face of your party.
You are
right?
No, you're.
How dumb can I be if that's your party?
I'm not.
Your party is the donkey. It's a donkey. You realize that's your symbol.
I'm not supporting Jessica Crockett, and I don't.
You can't say her name, but okay, tell me why I'm stupid.
About her. I don't care about her.
Well, that's your party. Why am I stupid?
I don't care because I don't care about Jessica Crockett.
Explain why I'm stupid.
I tried to. You're not listening.
I'm listening.
He's an oil guy. He's an oil guy. His oil goes through Yemen. He is making money.
Yes.
And all the oil through Yemen. He can't have it destroyed. He can't.
Everyone, yes. What's wrong with that? Everyone makes money. Biden makes money. Pelosi's worth $129 million. You make money because of our oil. You do.
Well,
you cheap gas and you have heating. Are you using electricity? Sure.
We have some of the highest gas prices in the country.
Yes, because we went to green, right? We went to green, right? So what's Trump doing? Let's drill, baby, drill. Let's get the gas prices down. What's stupid about that?
His court jester is the biggest green company in the world. So he's bipolar. The man is completely bipolar, and you're following a madman because you're not listening. He has money in oil.
Yes, I get it. He's a businessman. I want a businessman making money.
He can't bomb Yemen. He can't bomb Yemen. His money.
And where are they bombing?
His money will go there.
Because he's saying stupid, right? Him and Elon Musk are stupid people because Elon launches spaceships and he's the richest man in the world, and Trump is the president of the country, and you say they're stupid. He got there by being stupid. Okay.
No, I'm saying you're stupid.
I'm stupid. Okay. Well, thank you. Well, if that's stupid, I'll take that over Biden. That's stupid. Biden is like demonically retarded.
I know Biden personally, and yes, you might be right.
You're right. That's your guy, and Kamala was your other guy.
No, I didn't.
So who's stupid?
I hope these people, but sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes.
Okay, tell me who your leader is. Who do you want? Who's your supreme leader if you had a choice?
I'm in the middle of all these campaigns.
I understand.
Okay.
But who's your guy? Tell me who the answer is.
There is no person right now. There is
Anyone. So who's the closest?
I've already told you. It's me. I've always.
Oh, okay. Well, forget you're not. You're nothing. Of the people you have, available, who do you have?
Me.
Okay. So you don't like Trump on the border, or you do?
I don't know about.
I know you got to say it. You got to shut down the border.
I don't mind Trump on the border. I don't mind.
Okay. So Trump's okay on the border.
You're talking about jobs, and you're talking.
Yeah. So he's not retarded. How about genders? Is he retarded on genders? That makes sense, actually.
I don't know if you listen to this show later on, you'll say you hear me from the start say I agree with Trump on gender.
Okay, so he's not retarded there. Okay, what about? So same thing with okay. So same thing with the school stuff. You like him like letting the states run things and let's get the Common Core out there or whatever that is.
When Trump came out, you don't listen to this show. You don't listen to anything that I said. I taught Trump everything I know. I've known his company since 1981. So I've dealt with the company before. And he had more discrimination cases against him than any landlord. So I know this from a long, long time ago. And so bottom line is that he is doing, he was a Democrat. So you know that he's got the playbook for both sides. And he's playing both sides against the middle as long as he can.
Well, when you got Negroes in your damn building, and tearing up, who want more? I got them out of my building.
Oh, no. I'm not saying they're the best tenants in the world. I'm just saying that the discrimination cases were abundant.
So you're saying, though, as president, you're saying, what policies is he doing that's racist? As the president, what racist policies does he have? Okay, because like saying he had sex with someone 20 years ago. As president in the White House, is he banging minors? Is he human trafficking people? Is he? Oh, he's having sex with all these other people like Hunter Biden is.
He was banging teenagers with Epstein, and before that was Miss Universe.
Oh, he's like Epstein was 20 years ago. We're talking in the White House. He's president. I don't care what he did when he was 12 years old.
He got more felons than most people.
As president, what is he doing that's racist? As president,
he's not racist.
Louisiana's got a $20 million. Louisiana's got a
He's a thief. He's a doggone robber.
Louisiana's got a $20 billion plant start here in Louisiana, and more in Alabama and Mississippi.
And who's going to man them? Somebody.
It's going to be American people. It's going to be in Livingston, Louisiana. You're damn right.
Yeah, right. We'll do it when we see it.
But I'm hearing all these words: racist, Hitler, Nazi. Just tell me specific policy, please. And you're talking how I'm back. Don't let you talk. I want you to talk. Tell me about specific policy. All they do is talk a bunch of noise clips that they hear on the news. That's all they talk about.
That's all of them talk about because they are the news.
Donald Trump's the best president we ever seen. I'm telling you policies that he's doing that I like.
He's the dumbest president we've had.
He's the best president. He's dumb, but it's the best president I've ever seen. He's got the policy.
You know how to spell God.
You got it. You got tactical fighter contracts going to Boeing, and the Luna's going to come out of Kentucky from 2 plants that he opened up during his first term.
Yep, and Hyundai's coming down South Carolina, so they're doing a whole lot of wheeling and dealing right now, and we'll see if it's
not. What are you supposed to do?
We'll see if it's not like Firefox, who was supposed to come to Wisconsin and never even showed the fuck up. So
okay, I know guess what? They're building furniture in North Carolina again.
Yes, they are, and that's fantastic. That nationalism is all the way. I have no problem with it.
You're very angry, Don. You're very angry.
No, you're
not talking any logic. You're just talking anger.
No. You're talking over me because you don't even listen to what I'm saying, so I can't even.
I've asked, no. I've asked you to talk and tell me policy, and you're just rambling. He's bad person. He's stupid. That's ignorant talk. That's ignorance.
No.
Tell me facts. You haven't told me a fact at all.
Because he's not doing it as.
Yeah, but you're doing the race card. You're a black man, so we can't. You can just ramble.
Does he do mushrooms or something? Then Jane, can you tell me, John? Because John, I'm trying to tell you, you're not listening.
You're talking like a homeless man on the street corner. He's bad. He's mean. He's evil.
No,
Again, you haven't told one policy.
No, I told you.
You haven't said one thing. Tell me one policy. Are you retarded?
I said no. I'm not. You are. You know why? Because you're not listening.
I'm listening. One policy. Please, Don, stop. Stop. I ask you a simple question. Are you retarded? Don.
That's not racist. I said he's not racist. I said he's not racist. He is.
Right. So you said he's dumb. You said he's dumb. What policy he's doing is dumb?
No, you're dumb. Because he's stealing his money from you. And you're.
No, you're dumb. No, you're dumb. I know what you are. You're dumb. Stop acting like a child. Just answer the question.
I'm answering the question.
You're not.
I said.
Go ahead.
He's a rock. He's a thief. He's not so much racist.
He's a thief. What? How is he stealing?
Everybody. Because that's what he's.
Everybody.
That's what
How?
He's bank.
I know. Biden's evil because he does. No. Tell me what specific thing.
He bankrupted his own company 12 times. And so he is evil.
As president, what policy? Do you know Hunter Biden? Every business deal he does is a failure. They wash out. They've spent millions and billions.
Because those white boys have all the money. They can do whatever they want.
Again, you're not talking one policy. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it.
I did. He's calling the government so that he can.
Calling the government.
He's calling, and you know what that means, right? He's calling the government so that he can put money in he and Elon and everybody else who's an oligarch's pocket.
Elon has lost. Elon has lost 50% on his stock.
He doesn't.
You know that.
Oh man, I just told you. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he has
the country.
Elon working for free.
All of your money.
Sold all his Tesla stock down about. He holds only about 10% of his portfolio.
Yes, that's right. He doesn't care.
Elon, no, he doesn't. He was going to be involved with government and he didn't want a conflict of interest for one thing.
Was that
These
right?
idiots that's out there, those idiots out there that's burning up Tesla cars and burning down dealership and trying to drive the price of Tesla down, they hurting their own damn 401k pension plans. Dumbasses.
Yeah. But the people who are doing it are more.
You're talking about Elon Musk was bankrolling Donald Trump. Well, who the hell did Soros bankroll? Soros bankroll every niggers attorney, every niggers attorney general, every niggers prosecutor in the country. I can name a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, he just went to the White House to meet up with Trump. So what you talking about?
Letitia James did the same thing.
You don't understand.
Letitia James falsified the valuation of her property in New York and want to prosecute Donald Trump for something that happened in Florida, which wasn't even her jurisdiction.
Right.
Her ass is going to jail. Look at that damn Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams has a company that she started. You know she did because it only had $100. That's what you needed in order to file. Put $100 in the bank and say you got a company. And she was standing by waiting for another $2 billion to be deposited. And Trump stopped it.
Yep.
$2 billion.
Yep. No.
But the damn thing, you cannot take a dog to the. You can't take a dog to the meat house.
No, you're absolutely correct. And that's why the skills that were taught throughout slavery and afterwards to black
I ain't got slavery. Any of the blacks that were caught up in slavery, that was their damn business. They should have ran faster, goddammit.
Wow. Both of y'all on my group tonight? If it is, I'm saying my dude, man.
Here's reality.
Still here. You know, Pianki wasn't here. So he don't
You guys have a half hour left before I cut.
Here's a question. Here's a logical question.
Like people say a lot.
Here's a logic. I have a logical question.
Black folks in them damn
You better be glad because Joe Burton third getting ready to go in the NBA and the boy was NFL and
don't be including all people that's black, being other than white in that category. They don't want to.
Well, his family was probably here, and he should be applauded because of what his family had to go through. You guys don't know, just came in on the side or whatever.
His family didn't have to go through shit because I was part of the family. Don't be trying to put that lie out there. They ain't worried for nothing.
I don't know. All I know is that the black experience in America is not easy, and it was hate all the way, and it's still
the black experience you talking about for some. That's what you're talking about for some. It was not for all. We never had no days when we didn't have no damn electricity, no light, no gas, no food. Never had no days like that.
They're not deporting black people. They're deporting Mexicans and Central Americans. They're not supporting. But here's the thing:
deporting professors.
They're not deporting black people. Okay, but here's the question: Elon Musk.
The Somalis are involved in this. They're some of the first ones that are being iced out.
The majority
ain't no black Americans. Stop putting that stuff out there like that. Elon is a true, genuine African American. Elon Musk, true, genuine African American.
He ain't that genuine shit about that motherfucker.
He is true, genuine African American. He naturalized in 2002 to become a United States citizen.
He is up there. He should be in jail for doing the Nazi salutes. And he does it all the time.
All of Mexico's parliament does the same damn thing. I guess they should be in jail for a Nazi salute.
All right.
That's Mexico.
Pianki, did you talk to Suzette today?
Jesus Christ.
Pianki, did you talk?
You weren't feeling well.
Pianki, have you talked to Suzette today?
I think she's not feeling well.
Yeah, because I called her on the land phone and she didn't pick up. So you guys can talk 30 more minutes. I'm going in the bathtub.
Oh wow, splash. Well, here's my question. Elon Musk, they say, is worth $385 billion or so. He's working for nothing, and he's saving billions more.
Okay, well, he has millions of dollars in federal contracts.
But the whole point is he's lost more in stock than that. He's working for nothing, and he's saving us, going to go into trillions. So what is the problem?
Nobody likes him. He's an ugly mutt.
You know the reason why he's got federal contracts because X does it cheaper than Boeing was able to do it.
And he earned his contracts. They bid those. You're saying he can't have a business and say you go.
He's worse than a welfare bitch. He making babies left and right, 13 or 14 from 3 different women. He's a hoe. He's a hoe.
So is every NBA player. You don't care, and they don't save us money. They just impregnate every woman out there. Tiger Woods even.
Yeah, look how many women Will Chamberlain screwed. He said over 100.
No, he said over 10,000.
And you don't care about that.
Guess who Tiger Woods dating? He's dating one of the
Trump relatives.
One of the Trump son's ex-wives. Yep, he's dating her. What a joke.
There's plenty of. I don't care about that. We're talking about policies, right? And again,
I'm
guys
just
aren't
being a
mentioning one
smart
policy.
ass because you guys don't give me a chance to talk on my own show.
Talk away.
Okay, well,
Nothing's going to get it
why
done.
would Tiger Woods target a Trump? That's kind of he should have.
That's all girl gossip. Who cares who's banging who? You want to talk about Biden's diary, his daughter's diary? He showered with. You want to talk about?
No, I don't want to talk about
Nobody
that.
cares. Nobody cares.
I'm going to bed. You guys are annoying. Good night.
There you go. You're a little girl. I've asked for one policy for an hour, and all you do is say, "I'm bad, I'm dumb, I'm stupid." Like you're acting like junior high girls. Please go
Elon Musk at least takes care of his children.
talk facts. You're not talking facts.
I did.
Well, I'm waiting for that one policy.
There is no one policy against any race.
Just one. Well, then you don't have anything. That's what government is. It's policies that you implement.
It's an umbrella policy that's kicking everybody out. It doesn't matter what color they are. They're kicking them out of their jobs when premature.
Yeah, illegally, people that are illegally. Yes, you have to do that.
Some of these they can't be legally be kicked out because they're contracts. That's why they're being paid until September.
If they have a legal right, they can go to court and fight it.
Right.
Like anyone.
Exactly.
So what's the problem with that?
I'm saying there is that he's doing it unilaterally. It doesn't have anything to do with race. No race.
And by the way, I didn't.
Right. So that's not a problem. So
I didn't say you were dumb. I said Elon Musk is.
Don said I'm dumb and I'm on mushrooms. But again, you haven't mentioned a wrong policy. I'm waiting for one.
I'm the smart one.
Yes, I am, because I've said it many times and you haven't heard it.
Well, then repeat it for me right now. Repeat it because I'm so stupid. Tell me what the one policy was that I've been waiting an hour for. And then you say I'm angry and overtalked. No, I'm asking you the question. Speak up. Come on.
Okay, I'll tell you one. The policy is
Crockett that if she don't watch her mouth, her ass is gonna go to jail.
who's why?
She was threatening to do harm to Mr. Musk. The same way Maxine Waters was threatening to do harm to people, and nothing happened to her. Her ass should have went to jail.
Yep.
Well,
That's what you call that Negro. That's what you call Negro privilege.
okay.
You said
Why doesn't Elon Musk give $100 billion to the budget and then it'll be solved?
Get that from George Soros. He funded all the black prosecutors that's out there acting a damn fool.
So,
The female black.
And then he was at the White House with Trump kissing his ass.
Huma Abedin is engaged to Soros' son, I read this week.
yeah, that's Hillary's girl. Woo.
She's engaged to Soros' son.
And she was married to Anthony Weiner before.
I
Remember
know.
that? She was married to Weiner.
Did you
And
know?
he had all of Hillary's information on his laptop. And
Did,
he was sending it out unsecured. Everyone could hack his computer.
did you know
Nobody
that
cared.
they didn't get divorced for 9 years? They were still married.
She couldn't give up the Weiner.
No, they decided to stay together for the kid.
That's right. Who he actually took pictures of while cheating on her, chatting up a gal with his baby kid in the background. And he had on his laptop.
I'm not saying he's a model citizen.
Well, again, what are you saying?
I'm saying that you guys are annoying, so I am too.
And how am I annoying?
You
Because
just
I hate Donald Trump. Because I
you're
like
you're hard-headed and you ignore. There's some things that you ignore pertinent facts.
Well, tell me what it is. This we're talking
Okay, you
about
told me that.
laundry?
You told me Trump was going to be a non-war criminal, and he's plotting against Yemen, and he's plotting against Greenland, and blah blah blah.
Well, do you hear what Don said? That in Yemen, it's where the Houthis come from, and they fund terrorism. And
They're
they can cut off
Houthis.
right, and they can cut off the Persian Gulf area. It's very strategic. So he's actually going in there to clean it up. What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I'm just saying that they have more extraordinary plans beyond just cosmetic cleanup.
Right, and why does Trump want Greenland? Because China is running up there, and that's a security issue. We can block off China and Russia from that strategic point.
Well, Denmark owns Iceland. Denmark owns Greenland.
True, but and what is Denmark doing? We have to defend them. So again,
They don't
offer them. You know that 4 times it's been offered to be bought for. No one cared. It's in the 1800s, early 1920s. No one was pissed off about it. It's because Donald. See, you're getting mad because it's Donald Trump. You don't care what.
I'm not mad about it. I just think it's not reasonable.
It's very reasonable if the security of the whole planet.
Yeah, but Donald Trump is not a fan of the EU, so it would not be in their interests.
Well, he's not. He doesn't want to be involved in their wars and defend them when they don't cover.
They've been in Afghanistan. England served for 20 years in Afghanistan, and so did France. And they lost people.
Yeah, 20 years. And what did Trump say? Let's get out of there. So
well, I'm just saying that they helped the Americans. I'm just saying that they pitched in. And they also pitched in during the Yugoslavian war.
Okay. So
they were
you're saying,
we were peacekeepers.
So you're saying Trump is bad?
I don't care for the man personally. I don't feel he has a command of foreign policy.
So you like 20 years in Afghanistan. You like the policy, and you like.
No, I didn't see. Quit putting words in my mouth.
Well, you just said you don't like the man. His policy is to end Afghanistan war. That's what he did.
No, Joe Biden ended it.
No, Trump set the deadline, and then Biden botched it. He left our equipment. They left $90 billion worth of arms and weapons and technology. He left it there.
I know.
Like, what do you do? Okay, so, but and Biden said, "Oh, I have to do this because Trump gave a deadline, so I had to bye-bye." He didn't negotiate, like saying, "Hey, guess what? Give us an extra couple months, or even vacate." But here's the thing: so Trump's policy is, we don't want war in Afghanistan, we don't want war in Russia, Ukraine. He's ending that. He's getting them to talk.
I'll bet you $5 in a year that it's not going to be over. I'll bet you.
The point is they're talking. The same thing with Gaza. You know, they temporarily did a ceasefire. Joe Biden had no intention. He was just like, feed the war machine, keep it going. There was no negotiation.
No, he didn't want it. He put his foot down many times with Israel.
With Israel, but he didn't get Gaza. He didn't get him to ceasefire.
You know what?
3.5.
You're drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm going to bed. Goodbye.
I'm speaking facts. That's my Kool-Aid. You don't want to talk facts?
You guys got 10 more minutes. I need my phone back.
You know, Biden didn't do anything with any of those wars. He just kept it going. Trump didn't start any. He shut them down. They're talking right now, right? What's wrong with that? Don't you like that? Your son doesn't have to go into service and fight, and Russians don't have to die, Ukrainians don't have to die. Don't you like that?
Not when he's talking out of both sides of his mouth. And that's what you don't understand. Mexico was supposed to pay for the wall, right?
Yep. And guess what? He shut down the whole thing, and guess who put troops up there, right? Mexico. They put all these troops to stop people. So, boo-hoo. Okay, he stopped it. It doesn't matter. He stopped the immigration. He BS'd. Fine. Who cares? He got it done. Biden. No, you're more concerned that he said. Listen.
He lied.
He You're more pissed off that he said Mexico would pay for it than the fact that 3 million people crossed last year. You don't care about that? That's all I care about. Just shut it down. We'll save money with the fentanyl, but you don't care about fentanyl and human trafficking?
Talking about the wall. Talking about the wall. I'm just talking about the wall. I ain't talking about all the ancillary bullshit. All these people.
Shut down human trafficking. He's shutting down the fentanyl. That's what the terrorists are about. You don't like that?
I like it. I had no problem.
Then stop bitching about it. Stop being like a little baby. He got the thing shut down. Biden did. That's the key.
John, say wall. Say wall.
Be a man.
Wall. Say wall.
Wall is almost done. They just started on it. Biden didn't do anything.
I'm talking about the wall. Wall. Wall.
Yeah, the wall.
Wall.
He's finishing the wall.
Wall.
Yes.
All right.
He's finishing it.
Everybody on this show tonight was annoying. I don't agree with any of their policies, and I'm hanging up.